the occasion of his retirement from the United States Air Force after 26 and a half years of honorable service. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Captain John D. Verlaine. At this time, I would like to give a special welcome to Major McElroy's wife, Jennifer, and his sons, Matthew, Noah, and Brayden. Thank you for your support and contributions during Major McElroy's years of service. We are also privileged to have distinguished guests here with us today. The commander, 320th Special Tactics Squadron, Major Joel Buell.
What? Love that guy!
Sensei, Yokai Sujo-san. Sensei, Sisho Tanahara-san. We would also like to welcome Commanders Jesus and his leaders, supervisors, and others at Grants and Journey
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us seek a blessing. Matt, 26 years. Damn, we're old. I thought I was old. I still got you. All right. Giver of life, Almighty Lord God, creator of selfless service, the author of friendship. Today we come to you with deep gratitude in our hearts for all the gifts you give us each day. Family, loved ones, good friends, laughter, and great jobs. Help us to always receive these gifts with thanksgiving in our hearts. May they be stirred to remember all your tender mercies that we receive through your love towards us each day. We remember to you today, Major Mark McElroy. His time at Kadena in the 320th is ending, and he will soon begin a new stage of his life. So we ask to keep your hand of grace on him as he sets out to explore new horizons. He is retiring from the Air Force, but not from life. This new phase of life will present him some exciting challenges. A challenge to be flexible in the midst of unknown variables. Lord, give him patience. A challenge for creativity. Lord, give him vision. A challenge to continue life well lived in the midst of changes. Lord, give him integrity. And perhaps most difficult, a challenge to slow down and enjoy life a little bit more. Lord, give him joy and peace and quietness. And help him to be graceful for a life full of mission and purpose. May he find new ways to be fulfilled in the years to come. We ask that you also bless his family gathered with him today. Give them your strength and grace as they begin this new journey together, as they step off into this new endeavor. And of course, we ask a special blessing for this whole family gathered here at the 320th. May we grow together deeper as the years go by. Your strength enables us to protect others. Your providence keeps us safe. Help us to turn our hearts towards you each and every day. In the name of the Creator, the Savior, and Sustainer. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Captain Relief.
Before I get going, and I open up the binder, I've been part of the 320th for 3 years in Seattle at the time. Now it's probably been 3.5 years. That was the first time we've ever been on time anywhere. Chaplain Doc, I appreciate you waking up this morning and giving us a little additional help there. We had some fair winds and falling seas, so thanks again. Jennifer, Major Pila, Dana, Dave, thanks again for hosting me this week. And to the men and the women of the mighty 320th and the friends of the McElroy family, it's good to see you all again. Before I get started, I was asked by Mark's brother to read a letter of his retirement. But Major McElroy, please let your brother know I'm still looking forward to hearing how he got himself on a no-fly list. So, this is from your brother. I wanted to say a few words since I cannot make the ceremony. Many of you know Mark McElroy as Major Mac. Before he was Major Mac, he was Captain, LT, and before that, Doc. Mark has been many things, but one thing he has always proven is he has always been there for so many. Mark is a great leader, as we all know. Mark has been a great serviceman. He has been a great father and a brother also. He has challenged many of us, myself included, to step outside of our boundaries. He convinced me that doing an Ironman would be fun. I was able to be a part of watching how his troops came out for that weekend of fun. We went rafting down a river when some couldn't even swim. Who in their right mind would get in a raft with McElroy if they could not swim? I watched him spend the entire day trying to flip the raft. The guy was so pissed he told him to never come back. Then the next day the same group got on a river again with inflatable duckies. Between rafting down rapids, running adventure races, and whatever recreational torture he makes up. These men knew Mark was there to take care of them. We all knew he could probably do another 20 years if Uncle Sam would let him. Mark is always putting others before himself, and that is definitely what makes him a great leader, friend, and brother. Now it is time for him to put his family first. It will be initially what he wants, but he knows it's what's best for his family. I am sure he will be missed by his fellow troops, which you will, but are glad to have him back. I'm not sure the world is ready for him to be a civilian, and it will take a few times to check, but he will adjust. I, for one, will be glad to have him back. So enjoy doing the things more often again, and I promised your brother that we would have a toast for him later on today. Major McElroy, this is for me. When I left Okinawa 4 months ago, I flew home first class. A perfect ending to an assignment that I don't think I'm ever going to be able to top. I hadn't yet realized that I'd be back so soon. My flight back out here 2 days ago, I had a center seat flanked by two men who I swear are part of the Japanese sumo wrestling team. I was also working on this retirement speech at the same time. Needless to say, I'd be a little nervous right now if I were you. Noah, Matthew, Braden, I want you to know that the three of you were at the forefront of my mind when I was putting the words on paper about your father's service. My fear today is that I will fall painfully short in an attempt to describe how wonderful a man your father is and the impact he has had on our nation. What makes your father's story so great is not just the uniqueness of serving in all four branches of our military, or the countless amount of service members he has a positive influence over. No, what makes your father's story so great is an American story. One filled with timeless qualities of service, sacrifice, and love. Many of you have heard a guy named Pete Blaber, who wrote a book called The Mission, the Men in Me. In the book, Mr. Blaber classifies a series in which humans learn and then act. It's called Saturate, Incubate, Illuminate. To saturate is to soak in, take in your environment, to learn. To incubate is to let those lessons cook and form into your own methods inside of your head, or just making sense of it all. And to illuminate is to brighten or to make things better with the things that you have learned. And this is how I plan on classifying Mark's service to his country today. Saturate, incubate, and finally illuminate. Now I'm not going to touch on Mark's saturation phase. I've always seen saturation as childhood and adolescence. So we'll go ahead and say that Mark's mission complete with knowing not to touch hot stoves, run in front of cars, or stick paper clips in outlets around the age of 20. I guess that's maybe a far assumption. Yes. But at 20 is where Mark's incubation phase starts. I'm sure he was asking questions like, what do all these lessons mean that I've learned? How do I apply these through my adulthood? And at 20 years old, with college not working out the way he wanted to, and as he would put it, he was ready for a ticket out of town. And the U.S. Naval Service had a ticket with his name on it. What I want you to pay attention to here is why this is such an important time in Mark's life. Because although he may not admit it, it is at this moment when Major McElroy embarked upon a life of service. Find me anyone that says they joined the U.S. Armed Services for job security, and I'll show you that same person. Somewhere inside of them is longing to serve their country, their community, and their family. Mark, at the ripe age of 20, and just getting started on his incubation phase, was one of those people. So from 1990 to 1993, it was anchors away. Mark, embarking upon a life in the medical services, served as a corpsman and was stationed in Illinois, North Carolina, and Florida, where he then decided to become a part of the few, the proud. And from 1993, Mark served as a U.S. Marine right here at the tour in Okinawa. Throughout Mark's time as a Marine, he completed some of the most arduous training the U.S. Armed Forces has to offer, to include combatant diver school, airborne, amphibious reconnaissance school, and more. It is here where I believe Mark picked up his warrior ethos, something he has never let go. Mark was beginning to build momentum in his life, but it was not until June 1995 at a sports bar in Jacksonville, Florida, that he made the move to illumination. At that sports bar is where he met Jennifer and fell in love. And so many of us can attest to, and as so many of us can attest to, none of us ever get close to our potential until that special someone comes into our lives. That special someone for Mark was Jennifer. And the dreams he had of becoming an officer and a physical therapist would be realized through Jennifer's encouragement and constant support. In 1999, that dream would soon become realized when Mark went to be all that he could be in the Army and OCS. Now let me pick from script from here. We're on a little timeline. But how many of you, hands in the air, know someone that has flipped a UPS truck end over end? Well, whenever you have time and want a good chuckle, ask this guy how he managed to do a cartwheel with a UPS truck. I still don't know how you survived that one. During Mark's venture to earn his commission, he was also earning his PT degree and working swing shifts at UPS from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. to pay the bills at home. There were times when Mark would crawl to the closest closet at school just to catch a few winks during the day. The personal sacrifice and discipline to do this for years on end is impressive. Is everyone starting to realize how much of an American story this is? Graduating as a physical therapist from the University of Florida and quickly realizing the Army was not the way to go, Mark decided to aim high and join the U.S. Air Force. His first assignment, July of 2001 at Randolph Air Force Base, Texas, only months before 2 towers would fall and the world would change for him. And Randolph is where one of my all-time favorite stories of the McElroys take place. With 4 kiddos in the house, Jennifer and Mark had neighbors who, let's say, just weren't the best parents. So with a growing family of 4, Jennifer and Mark would open their doors, both doors to their house and to the refrigerator, to 3 more kids who were just looking for a little love. Always making sure they had clean clothes on their back and good food in their stomachs. These are the type of people that the McElroys are. Always lending a hand to those in need. And we have a lot to learn from people like this. After a successful tour and what I'm sure what seemed to be an infinite amount of groceries, the McElroys were off to Aviano, Italy from 2004 to 2008. 4 years in Italy, huh? Must have been tough. And in 2008, the McElroys were back stateside at Andrews Air Force Base, where Jennifer was the lead comptroller for Air Force One. There's a story here at Andrews that I think uniquely describes the type of leader Mark is. On a medical group leadership retreat, McElroy's boss wanted to have some type of rock throwing leadership exercise where you place or throw your rock next to the person you are most likely to follow. At the end of the exercise, Mark's rock was surrounded by everyone else's rock. Because that's who Mark has always been. A leader with everyone's best interest ahead of his own. A servant leader. That's something that has been consistently shown throughout his career. Anybody that has ever worked with him can attest to his seemingly natural ability to lead in the toughest of circumstances. And to do it with a smile. During this time, Mark also deployed to Afghanistan for 6 months and worked for the 755th Air Expeditionary Group as a physical therapist for Afghan detainees. By reading through your awards, Mark, your performance downrange was nothing short of spectacular. No surprise. I think it's safe to say you will always look at Andrews as one of your top assignments. Which brings us to 2012, when the McElroys PCS to Okinawa. I want to be as clear as I can be right now, and this is coming from Bill White. The 320th Human Performance Center would not have gotten off the ground today or be anywhere close to where it is today if it were not for the man sitting right here. Major McElroy literally took a snack bar and turned it into a human performance center that has since brought countless amounts of warriors back to fighting strength. The well-known special operations truth of humans are more important than hardware is backed by men who see humans as the weapon system. Mark is one of those men. I have had the privilege of seeing firsthand how Major McElroy leads patients to their fighting strength, and is always by his own example. The warrior ethos he learned as a young man has been applied almost daily here at the 320th Special Tactics Squadron, and the squadron is a more lethal fighting force because of it. And I am a better man because of it. And that brings us to today. During my time at the 320th, I've often come down to the HPC during the day. Come down, we have a lunch, and just get some candid feedback. You always count on Mark for candid feedback. The HPC was just a place I enjoyed walking down to. When Mark wasn't around, I'd bother John Shove, Doc Gettle, Maggie Dutcher, or Rob Kidston and see what crazy things Mark was up to that day, knowing it was most likely to make me laugh and forget about whatever was going on. Often it would be tearing out asbestos pipes with his own hands, or yelling at someone for missing an appointment. But it was Rob Kidston who finally said the words I'd been looking for 3 years. He looked at me and said, "You know, you'll never meet anyone like him for the rest of your life." Perfectly said. You'll never meet someone like Mark McElroy for the rest of your life. So Noah, Matthew, Braden, I hope I've done an okay job in illustrating something that you already know. Your father is a world-class Torii, a selfless neighbor, a man who leads with love in his heart, a top-notch friend, and a true American patriot. Jennifer, thank you for sharing with me with us for so long. Our nation's armed forces are better off because of your husband, and we are forever indebted to you for letting us have it. And to my friend Mark McElroy, thank you for illuminating your energy towards the defense of this nation. Words will never be able to do 26 years of service justice. So as you continue to illuminate the lives of others in Tampa, I'd like to leave you with the ending of my and Abigail's favorite scene during Alice in Wonderland. The Mad Hatter looks at Alice and asks her a question. He says, "Have I gone mad?" Alice answers him back, "I'm afraid so. You're entirely bonkers. But I'll tell you a secret. All the best ones are." Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, forces of the United States from President Donald J. Trump. The certificate reads, "I extend to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history, with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future." Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Captain will now present the certificate of retirement. It reads, "To all who shall see these presents reading, this is to certify that Major Mark T. McElroy, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of July 2017. Signed, William C. Freeman, Commander, 353rd Special Operations Group, and Mark A. Welch III, Air Force Chief of Staff." We also would like to present you at this time with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. It reads, "I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. Major Mark T. McElroy, the achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Given this first day of July 2017, signed James A. Cody, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Thank you, Jennifer. And Captain Lee, you may be seated. So, the men and women 320 Special Tactics Squadron have a few gifts they would like to present to Major McElroy. Captain Dutcher, will you please come forward? So as Maggie's coming forward, I said last night that I was going to say a few words. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we're going to cry. For everything you've done for me in my career. You've made it possible for me to make rank. You've made it possible for me to take care of my family. Your family has become part of ours, and I would never be in a position to take care of you. So the first thing we want to present to you is your shadow box. This is to honor 26 years of service. The flag inside the shadow box comes with a certificate, which reads, "The flag of the United States of America." This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol on March 17, 2017, at the request of Honorable Marco Rubio, United States Senator. This flag was flown for Major Mark McElroy in honor of his retirement from the United States Air Force after 26 and a half years of service, serving in the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, and U.S. Marine Corps. Signed, Stephen T. Ayers, Architect of the Capitol. Secondly, this is a gift from Sam and I. We would like to present this adjunct of the squadron. We would like to present you with a retirement care package at this time. The contents are as follows. A costume. We heard you like to sing, act, and dance. A makeup kit. Sam won't be available to do your makeup for your acting career, so here's one for you to get some practice. Some little blue pills. They're actually M&Ms. That's self-explanatory. Next is Rogaine. Once you retire, I heard it's hard to keep your hair, so this will help it regrow. As it's hard to get a good job, no ball. No one wants a ball down. Depends. Old age is soon upon you. A travel pillow. So when you need to take a nap, you don't have to leave your desk. The most important item, a picture of Rob, as we know how much you miss. Finally, it's a gift card to get you a new paddle boat. So you don't have to get bored at your next school. Hopefully these items will make your retirement a little easier and remind you of your time spent.
I don't know where to start with this one. Just looking at your shadow box here, it's incredible to see the service that you've had for this country. To say that you've served is definitely an understatement. And I don't know many people who could say they've been in all four branches. And for us, I mean, not only a physical therapist for the unit, you're a leader, you're a mentor, you've been a mentor for me. The second I walked off the plane and I got here, you gave me a big hug and I knew I was part of the family. I've learned more than I can begin to say from you. You guys are going to truly be missed. And I think JD said it best. There is nobody like you. You are truly one of a kind. You are going to be missed in the office. You have no idea. The grumpy old men are now just going to be one grumpy man with Rob. And I wish you the best in the next year.
Thank you, Captain Dutcher. I would now like to present the last litho that I will present this squadron. Major Mark McElroy with the squadron litho here reads. Major Mark, let's go McElroy. You know, loud out of breath speaking, your non-current immunizations giving, YouTube workout leading, marathon heart attack training, asbestos agitating, random dependent therapy given, non-safety swimming, jump ring using, non-profile giving, new hot trend seeking, TDY budget stealing, dynamic torture cuffing, Mr. One-upping, most leave taking, shape of wearing, Arcteryx ordering, black belt wannabe, DNFing, cliff note writing, non-policy following, excessive equipment hoarding, J-set family vacation taking, Roth loving, never at work, heart attack waiting to happen. Let's go. From the men and women of the Special Tactics.
of energy. This was just one way for the headquarters section to kind of say appreciation, not only for your service to the unit, but to all 4 branches of the service. So on the back, we've etched all 4 branches of service that you've served in, but kept the 320th on the front, and all the operators in the support section that you've supported over your years here at the 320th. We can never forget it. And Bill White, the remarks from Bill White had it right, that you definitely encompass soft truth number 1, that humans are more important than hardware. So on this plaque, it reads, the 320th Special Tactics Squadron is forever thankful for your dedication to the unit, our mission, helping all to internalize soft truth number 1, that humans are more important than hardware. Mark will never forget you. You are one of a kind. Thank you for all your service.
Your family also wants to present you with some special gifts that commemorate your service and the support that you have given them over the past 26 years. Brayden, please come forward.
You are from the future.
Matthew, please come forward.
Well, my gift is for our time in karate and and all the years and all the good times that we ever had together. So, gift to you is a necklace. So many
Thank you, Matthew. Ladies and gentlemen, we now will have a karate demonstration by Major McElroy and his sensei, Kyoto Heights Sinjo-san. Will you both please come to the stage?
we're gonna need to change.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Major Mark McElroy, United States Air Force, retired. Sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, so speech is here, everything's laid out, everyone's here. So the question is, how did I get here? So let me start with saying that if it was not for my wife Jennifer, that none of this would ever have happened. Plain and simple. Marrying her was the single most easiest decision I've ever made. Not only has she raised our 4 sons, but she's also accomplished more in her career field than I did mine. I do beseech the title of world's greatest spouse. So, like many other spouses, military spouses, she has packed up a house that we call a home and magically appear somewhere else in the world. She has given more to this great nation than words can ever describe or repay. From the first night we danced to the last night when we kissed, I am forever grateful to have you as my best friend and my partner in this journey called life. I have a gift also. So I didn't get her the traditional flowers or whatnot. I've got her a plaque, a piece of rock that comes from Okinawa, and it says, Jennifer Lynn McElroy, I know how much she loves this. The love of my life, you are my rock, you are my best friend, you are my biggest supporter. I would not be here today without your drive, your ambition. You have walked beside me, in front of me, and held me up from behind. It has basically a picture of each one of the locations in which we were stationed. So I give you this instead of flowers. Hopefully that's the hardest part. Matthew, my son, I've watched you grow over the last 4 years being here. Going to karate with you has made me ever so proud. I've watched a timid young boy become a young man. I've felt your struggle inside, with karate and fighting because of the concept that do no harm to no one. Noah, my lumberjack son, you have a beard at the age of 15. Some men in this squadron can't even grow a beard to this day. You're starting college next year, and you have to be one of the smartest young men that I have ever known. To bring my wit, good looks, smarts, and musical abilities have been passed on to you. You bring lighthearted humor to everything and everyone around you. We have a few more years to watch you grow into a young man, but you have far exceeded my expectations or your abilities to navigate life seamlessly. At this point, I'd like to give special thanks to Master Sergeant Monsignor Rupp and Tech Sergeant Sam Hernandez for putting this together. I'm sure that this will be something that I'll always look back on, and I am honored that I was able to share this journey of the retirement that may never have happened. If you have any idea that the struggle that we've gone through over the last 6 months with trying to make everything come to this point today and actually work out, it's been unbearable for some. Most look at the eyes. Paul and Sam have been partners in crime for 3 years now. They even finished each other's sentences. Staff Sergeant Manterneck, I thank you for this last minute hustle and shuffle that you did to turn around and make things happen. The planning and the execution of the Helicast went perfect today. I wanted this to describe something that culminated all my years of service, and you did it. Thank you. There's been many variations of this speech. One was trying to be funny. That did not read so well. One was trying to be inspiring. Another one that did not read so well. One that was more like a roast of everyone I know. Well, funny to me. It did not convey a sense of maturity. One that tells the Air Force that they got it wrong and I should have been a squadron commander. Well, maybe they're right. We'll never know. And then there's this one. A bunch of you-knows thrown in there. Yeah, Now, I've had the privilege of having a very unusual career, serving in all 4 branches of the military service. And the Coast Guard, his Department of Homeland Security, is not the DOD. So don't tell me to go there. I started my career as a medic, so others may live. There was a long history there, 26 and a half years. And those that know me know my history. I'm not here to bore you with the stories of how I served in all 4 branches, or how I started off as an enlisted sailor, and now I'm a special tactics physical therapist and a major in the Air Force. So let's go to life lessons then. Parting words of wisdom, because I'm going to try to make this short. There's probably only a couple. The military is a job. Get up, go to work, make something of each day. Don't wait for handouts. It is your duty and obligation to make this place better. If you're waiting for some famous quotes on how to live your life, then you don't know me very well. I do have a favorite sayings. Way to go, bub. That means that you should have done better. Now pull your head out your ass. Let's go means your feet are moving too slow for me and you need to show a sense of urgency. Every minute counts. Do something with it, and don't make others wait on you. Every decision is not a smart decision. You make mistakes, but you have to learn from them. No one's going to take care of you better than you. Happens to be the worst quote that I've ever heard. Okay? Why? I bring the example of Paula. During the last month here, she has worked diligently on my retirement. Giving of her time with her family and everything. Her last month being here, and she's actually done nothing but day in, day out, work on my retirement. You don't get that from people. You don't get the caring and the love and the self-sacrifice from individuals like that. You have to surround yourself with people like that. She's worked more giving my retirement, kind of left script. You will always remember the day that you came into the military, and you will always remember the day you leave. Those are 2 days that are most important to you in this military career. And this day I will always remember, and it's thanks to her and Sam. I can't seem to express as much as I want at this point. Words get tied up. Sam, who has always made me laugh. There's no one more genuine than he is. I am not going to start recounting the number of times that we probably should have been in a Japanese jail. So we'll kind of leave it at that. JD flew across the world for me. Spent 1 hour here on stage and recognizing my service, but took time time away from his family, you know, Mother's Day, everything, just to come and say a few kind words. He has taught me the true essence of service before self, not self before service. I'm sorry. Did not mean that. Yeah. That even rings true in his personal life. I've seen him give and give and give to the squadron. I entered the service with thoughts to serve others. I've given up more lunch hours to see just one more person. The hallway consult that just has one question. No matter how many things I have to do, their problem has always been more important than mine. Time is not infinite. Sorry, I'm getting a little. Every minute counts. Don't be late. Others' time is important for them also. Every day is a good day. Most days are great. It's what you make of it. Integrity is just a word until tested. Build your legacy through others. What is important and what is urgent, don't confuse them. Everything is not urgent. A career comes to an end. Family bonds are created to last forever. I'm moving to Tampa in a few short weeks. Some of you I like, and if you are in the area, you have a place to stay. Others, well, there's plenty of hotels in the area. Either way, good luck, but luck is not a factor. Make something of yourself. That's it. At this point, because I didn't tell my sensei that we were going to do it beforehand, and he's changed into his outfit. I like him. I just come forward.
He's wondering if he's going to get much stronger. What is his intentions? Or his intentions? And as you may know, there are a lot of very, very talented and strong people out there, but he wants to beat them all. So with that in his mind and his heart, that when he goes back to the United States, that he will hopefully that he will continue to do so.
これで沖縄の本場で今度の2020年には東京オリンピックにも数の採用されました。
As you may have heard, the 2020 the karate came into the Olympics, and we are looking forward from Okinawa
慢できるか、そういうものを当てるしっていうの
And to test that, how strong you have built your body, we are going to do some breaking demonstrations also.
Yes.
That was Matthew.
あの辺でしょうかね。
I think
実際ね
over here is a little crowded, so we're going to move a little bit further down here. Get more view. So if you don't mind.
あの辺はね
We're going to demonstrate this punch and the kick. There it is. I'm going for the kick. Then we're gonna go into the forearm now. Strength of forearm. Then we must all go through in witchy style. This is called the punching stance. This is how you train. And this is how we train our body. And there is a form exercise called punching, which is the tensioning of all the muscles from the foot to the toe.
How you feeling?
That's how you get trained. Then do all this kata. Punching. Okay, he's going to do the punching kata. We're gonna demonstrate his punch and the kick. There it is. Going for the kick. Then we're gonna go on the forearm now. Strength of forearm. Then we must all go through in wedgie style. This is called the punching stance. This is how you train. Yeah, this is how we train our body. There is a form exercise called sankin, which is the tensioning of all the muscles from the
How you feeling?
That's how you get trained. Then you all this kata. Punching. Okay, he's going to do the punching kata.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old.